We knew she was struggling. We did everything and anything we could to make her feel loved.
Laura McKenzie and Eric Dixon had been trying to help their daughter Jillian, who they say was struggling with mental health issues and had been a victim of online luring. Their 15-year-old daughter was enrolled in a youth shelter program called Studio Blue, which specializes in combating human trafficking and is run by the Women's Center Grey Bruce in Owen Sound. But less than 3 weeks after moving into the facility, she went missing, last seen at 8 p.m. on April 28th. That was 4 days after the home was allegedly tipped that Jillian was planning to leave to meet an unknown older man in Brampton.
When they found out that she was in danger, they should have picked up the phone right away. They should have called us and said, "You need to come pick up your daughter. Something horrible is going to happen if we don't intervene." Right? We would have came that day. We would have picked up my daughter. We would have had the cops there.
Christine St. Kerr is the one who alerted the facility about Jillian being at risk.
So my daughter and Jillian were watching a movie at the Studio Blue, and Jillian had asked her to ask me if she could drive Jillian and her down to Brampton because Jillian had been invited to a birthday party that she called her boyfriend. My response on there, on the text messaging was, "It's very dangerous to go."
St. Kerr called the facility the next morning to alert them, but she claims
it didn't seem like they were going to follow up with it, or they didn't believe me that it was happening.
This is what police say Jillian was wearing when she was last seen at 8 p.m. on April 28th. Her parents alleged the nonprofit had given Jillian a phone without their knowledge and without any location tracking app or an active SIM card to make or receive calls. That's seemingly contrary to the facility's own policy. The parents also claim their daughter was not taking her anxiety and depression medication throughout her stay.
She went there because she was sick, and that's where you go. That's what we were offered for our daughter who was struggling with mental health, who was vulnerable, right?
CBC Toronto asked the Women's Center Grey Bruce to respond to the parents' concerns. In an email, Heather Sheldrick, the executive director of the nonprofit, said the organization won't be answering any questions as the matter is under investigation, stating they hope for the teen's safe return. The nonprofit gets 3/4 of its $2 million funding from the province. The Ministry of Children, Community and Social Services wouldn't comment on the disappearance. With each passing day, the 15-year-old's parents wait anxiously for any word on her whereabouts.
We love her. We miss her terribly. We want her home. We want to be able to do all those wonderful things that we've done with her in the past, and we want to continue to grow as a family.
Owen Sound police say they continue to investigate and urge anyone with information to contact them. Saloni Bugra, CBC News, Toronto.
York Regional Police have laid over 50 charges in connection to a drug trafficking investigation. During Project Madruga, officers say they seized an alarming amount of high-powered firearms and illicit drugs, including fentanyl. Brittany Billette joins us now from York Regional Police Headquarters. And Brittany, tell us more about what police say they found.
Dwight, here's a breakdown by the numbers. 6 people arrested, 15 firearms seized. That includes rifles and shotguns, $215,000 worth of drugs. That's including 1,400 grams of fentanyl and 400 grams of cocaine. Those are the results of Project Madruga, a 2-month joint investigation with the OPP focusing on a drug ring in Georgina, Ontario. And investigators say this all started with a tip and that they've never seen a group operating to this extent in Georgina.
The tip didn't lead us to know that there was going to be this many firearms or drugs for this investigation. So we just continued the investigation as we're doing a regular drug investigation. We knew they were very active and that they were going from Toronto all the way up to Huntsville, so we knew it was a very active group. We didn't expect to find that amount of firearms in the house. We were hoping to find firearms whenever we're doing a drug investigation. And then with the drugs, we also didn't expect that amount of drugs either. The fentanyl is a huge amount, like 1,400 grams of fentanyl, when that's broken down into smaller groups, like you're talking about a significant amount.
Police say the amount of fentanyl seized represents thousands of potential overdoses prevented. Investigators say they're still trying to get the location of the origins of the fentanyl, but they have traced back some of the guns that they seized back to the U.S.
Yeah, certainly an alarming find there with some high-powered weapons. Brittany, what can you tell us about the people arrested?
3 of the suspects are from Toronto, 2 from Newmarket, 1 from Aurora. Altogether, they're facing 53 charges, and their ages range from 24 to 39. Police say they were all working together in one ring, and that ring has been taken down through Project Madruga. But they say this speaks to a trend with drug traffickers going further north to stake out territory and sell drugs. Investigators, this particular project is closed, but investigators are asking for the public's help, sending in tips so that another investigation like this can happen again. Dwight?
Brittany Billette up at York Regional Police Headquarters. Thank you, Brittany.